What do we do? What do we do with the Oilers now?
That's a good question.
Bail and talk about the Leafs. So, you have to make a change. And I know it's coming, and I know it's going to happen very soon because it's rare that it's the unanimous conclusion. And you started to see that in the post-game writing coming out of the game. Writers are going to have different opinions, and, there's the perception out there that, they're going to protect Ken Holland at all costs. It's done. That's over. People have come to the conclusion that firing the coach isn't going to do shit.
It's not.
It's not going to do shit. They have to do the worst thing a GM can do, which is a Band-Aid move. They have to make a Band-Aid move to improve the goaltending. Just stop the bleeding.
Yep.
Just stop the bleeding, for God's sake.
Yep.
You know what? Should we buy at the deadline or should we sell? I tell you what you should do. You should take those buying assets, take some of them, and use them to just toss Mikko Koskinen out the door into the sun.
Okay.
Because
another team will probably want a goalie back if they're trading a goalie. Koskinen's contract's expiring, and it's later in the season, so you probably can afford more under the cap, right?
He's got to go somewhere. He's got to. And have you seen the Sabres injury chart that they tweet out? Oh my God. Everyone's hurt, and everyone's hurt forever.
Oh.
And in net, Malcolm Subban, Save of the Year candidate, injured. Tokarski, injured. Craig Anderson, injured. Who's Luukkonen, injured. I pointed at Jesse because that's his guy.
Pekka Ukko Luukkonen.
Yeah, there you
my
go.
Boy.
Pretty sure that's wrong.
Yeah,
that's him.
That's what I call him.
I believed it.
Anyway, they because it's not even just that he's been an inadequate goalie for them. He makes $4.5 million, and you pay assets out the door to get him out the door, and then you can finally start solving your problems. The framework for a Fleury trade seems very obvious. Like
what is the obvious? He's got a 10-team no trade.
Who, Fleury does?
Yeah. So it's Canada plus probably Vegas. And maybe. Would he want to? Well, it's not like he'd ever get traded back.
Buffalo's on the list.
Good question. Yeah, Canada, Buffalo, and who are the other two?
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is. So, but I don't know if he could be convinced. Chicago will have to retain, and logically they'll have to take Koskinen back. That's always been the logical trade.
Logically, they should have taken money back on Duncan Keith as well. But if we're talking about logic and the Edmonton Oilers, we're not talking about logic.
Man.
Like that Duncan Keith contract, his cap hit hurts them. It's hurting them.
Yeah, but what hurts them the most is they can't make a goddamn save.
Certainly, but what I'm saying is the contract limits you from doing anything else.
Right. Yeah.
Even though it's not real dollars in. I listen, you could have had Marc-Andre Fleury for free this summer. You chose to spend your money differently on whatever it was that defense core was supposed to be. You could have had Marc-Andre Fleury for free. The Chicago Blackhawks got him for free, and now I'm reading that he's going to be expensive to acquire.
Well, yeah.
Weird.
So, and this is the problem. Like, the Oilers are so desperate, and Fleury's done so well that I think they've priced themselves out of ever making this deal. Like, I don't know if there's a deal out there that makes sense. There's the no trade list, so I don't know if Fleury would even agree to it.
Right.
So now you got to look at other guys.
I think Fleury would agree to it. I feel like he would.
And I do too.
And by the way, when I talk about this shit, just so everybody's clear, I do not know any of this shit from Alan Walsh. There are people out there who are like, hey, so does Alan tell you stuff? Obviously not.
Yeah,
I'm not an insider, and our relationship is production oriented. Not I'm gonna
Can you imagine
Adam
if he
Wild
told you
breaks
that?
a trade.
Yeah,
and it's a Walsh client. Gee, I wonder where he got that.
Yeah, yeah. Like, guys,
The NHL would be on his ass.
Yes, of course.
we're dumb, but we're not stupid.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
So anyway,
they got to look at other solutions. What's out there?
Okay, so here's I got Rory Boylan's article. Yes.
The Arizona Coyotes. We're not sitting here being like, why are the Coyotes out of the playoffs? What's going on? Why did we expect that this Oilers team, as they were constructed in the offseason, should have been contenders?
Because they made the playoffs last year.
McDavid
They made the playoffs.
and Draisaitl.
And then everything around them, and then now we're like, oh, how are they so far down the stands? Maybe nothing around them is good because Ken Holland built a bad team, like Adam's been saying for weeks, and we shouldn't be shocked at what's going on.
To me, it's the Canucks all over again. We knew they had their problems. They should not be this bad. They're not.
I agree. They shouldn't be this bad, but like
they're at the same place in the standings as the Canucks.
What was that ridiculous Julian McKenzie thing he had yesterday? They have as many wins since you know what it was the contender versus pretender episode of the CJ show, and CJ called them pretenders when they were running over everybody and called the Leafs contenders, and people were like meh, like got on them for it. Since that episode dropped, I'm pretty sure the Oilers have as many wins as the Montreal Canadiens, and that's 4.
The Oilers have a 200 points percentage since they're 16-2 and whatever. 16-2-5, to start the year. And they're the worst team in the National Hockey League since that moment.
Worse than the Coyotes.
They're worst team in the National Hockey League since whatever that date is.
And you look at what some teams have gone through.
Yeah. So why are we shocked?
I think we're shocked because it shouldn't be like this. And, I also think doubly shocked, Jesse, to answer your question, is I think that they started 16-5. Now, did anybody? I think if you'd asked me at the time and I'd been honest with you, I would have been like, yeah, they're not a 16-5 team. I don't think they're this good. But I think it's fair to say that that's quite the fall from grace.
Oh yeah.
If they go 60, okay, let's say they're 16-5 to start the season, and the rest of the year they're 500, they're playoff slam dunk, no problem. They're near the top of their division. The Leafs did that in like 94, 95. They started the season with 10 straight wins, set an NHL record at the time.
94.
Or 93, 94.
Yeah.
10 straight wins, and then they played 500 hockey the rest of the way and then made it to the conference finals. Got busted up by Pavel Bure in Vancouver. But I just, it's a, like, if you have a good start in hockey, it's very hard for you to fall off that perch. And the fact that they've fallen as hard as they have, and nothing's been done, that to me is the shocking part, guys. So
remember the meme of the Oilers or the Canucks at like the bottom of the standings, but they were popping champagne, or whatever, because they passed the Kraken. So they updated it because they've passed the Oilers, but there's still so many rungs down. But it was still the Canucks Reddit's been really good.
They've been funny,
really funny.
You know what it is? There's a gallows humor to your team being bad when it shouldn't be.
Oh, it's good for the content.